What's up, Real Estate Ninja? Here's the question of the day. Red state or blue state? Which one makes you more money? Which one makes you less money? At some point you learn that 90% of all millionaires do it in real estate. So you say, I'm gonna cash out my 401k or my IRA or equity in a home. Maybe I'm gonna become that real estate investor. And then you're gonna wanna know the answer to this question. Red or blue?
One shot, now the future is yours. Go!
What's up, Kris Krohn here. Today we're going to talk about the secret politics of real estate. If you're a subscriber on my channel, you know it's all about this stuff. It's like, Kris, if I want to invest successfully, if I want to make as much money as possible, what are the hacks? What are the tips? What are the tricks? Today I'm going to share with you some things I have never talked about before because politics is kind of taboo. No one wants to talk about it. But when it comes to money and real estate, it's going to matter. Come on, Kris Krohn, are you saying that there's politics in the game of real estate? Hello, politics, money, those two definitely go hand in hand. It's difficult to talk about politics nowadays, and nearly 2/3 of Americans avoid expressing political opinions because the political climate is too polarized. However, being aware of political trends is incredibly important as a real estate investor, and today I'm going to give you a whole bunch of reasons why, but at the end of this video, you're going to know the major one. Today, I'm bipartisan. I'm not having the conversation of red versus blue. We are talking about these colors, however, when it comes to maximizing your profits in the game of real estate. And you might be surprised to know that one color is going to hurt you a lot more than the other one, and one of the colors can be a lot more profitable. In America, each major political party, Democrats and Republicans, focus their efforts trying to appeal to groups of people who will likely vote their way. These groups may disagree with one another, but they form larger coalitions in order to push specific policies through the state bureaucracy. And I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to real estate investing, one of these colors can help you, one can hurt you. For example, let's talk about taxation. Individual Republicans and Democrats may have vastly different views on taxes than one another, but they agree more with one party's position than the other. Since tax rates have a direct impact on people's lives, this is one of the issues that people use to choose party loyalty. So let's talk about capital gains versus 1031 exchanges for just a moment. So you purchase this house, let's just say that you bought it with a purchase price of $250,000, and you see what happened to the values of real estate, especially through the pandemic. Now this house, let's just say, has a value somewhere around $450,000. It's gone up $200,000 in value. So you decide, you know what, I think I'm just gonna dump this, I'm gonna sell this, and I'm gonna see if I can pocket the difference. Now to keep the math real simple, you sell it and you end up getting $200,000. Now, if you decide to take that as cash, you're gonna make capital gains. What would capital gains look like on this property? Well, let's just say that you owned it for less than a year, for one example. Capital gains now might be 20%. Did you know that the Democratic Party wants to actually shift this to 39.6%? Essentially, they want to double it. So what would 40% on $200,000 be? Well, that would be sitting right around $80,000. That's what would go to the government, and you'd keep $120,000. So this is one of the tax initiatives that they're trying to push right now. Here's another one. Did you know that on this exact same example, instead of just taking the $200,000 cash, but you don't have to because there's a tax code called 1031 exchange. The 1031 exchange allows you to take profits from one property, put them into similar based properties and not have to pay any taxes and defer it potentially indefinitely, forever. Currently, there's an initiative inside the Democratic Party to eliminate the 1031 exchange. If they do this, you have to pay these profits, you can't transfer this, and people that have been building wealth for generations, all of a sudden, poof, all of that starts going away. So understand that between both parties, there's different perspectives on how they want to do taxes. And that's why color of red or blue matters when it comes to the game of money and the game of real estate. So let's talk about the red versus blue issue, because we know that essentially we got a lot of blue on this coast, we got a lot of blue up here, and then we've got these red areas. And if you're looking for performance on real estate, some of these states are going to perform differently than others. How? Check this out. The politics of investing. Here are a few ways that the dominant political party of a particular state can influence your investment strategy. So we're going to talk about the Republican Party versus the Democratic Party. Republican Party, these are red states, they are landlord states, and what that means is the local state government is friendly towards the landlord. They're trying to make it easier for investors to buy and hold real estate because they view that they're providing a valuable service. They're basically providing a home for renters and for tenants. But in the Democratic Party, these are tenant states. That means that if you own real estate in a blue state, that the local government is actually going to be favoring the renters. So it means that it's going to be harder to evict them if they're not making their payments, or it means that they can file certain paperwork and it can take longer to get them out of the place. They basically have more power to potentially cause more trouble, and this can reflect poorly on your P&L. Again, on the left with red, this favors lower business and income tax rates. There are more tax cuts, there are less tax credits. But if we move to the right side and we take a look at the Democratic Party, you have higher property tax rates, income tax rates, and business tax rates. There's less tax cuts, there's more tax credits. In other words, if we come back and we take a look at the larger map here, what we're going to ultimately see is that if you own real estate in one of the blue states, there will definitely be a very felt disadvantage to the game of real estate investing. There are 5 markets out of 324 that I invest in. They are right here in these areas, and let me tell you, they're all red for a reason. And that's because I prize the ROI. I want the performance on money, my partner's money, on my money to sit at the highest level possible. And if I were all of a sudden to open up a blue state, got news for you, that ROI is going to go down. So let's talk about the bottom line. Knowing where and when to buy is the greatest problem for any real estate investor, especially during times of political uncertainty. Eliminate the headache trying to predict the future yourself and let a team of experts step in, help you analyze the market, and help you figure out what makes the most sense. For the last 10 plus years, I've been investing out of state predominantly because that's where I get the highest ROI. And I don't choose an area based on the real estate. I actually choose it based on the market. And I'm going to tell you right now, the color of red and blue does in fact make a big difference. Check it out. There's a lot of people that at the end of the day end up partnering with me because they look at my track record on thousands of homes and they say, you know what? You guys have already gone through all the learning curve. I want to skip that. I want to go right to the top of the mountain. And you can do that by partnering directly with me. If you have money sitting in a 401k collecting dust, or an IRA, or the stock market, or crypto, or even a bunch of equity in a home, even money in savings, I hope that's not the case with inflation, but your money isn't performing well in those areas. They're all earning single digit. And if you want to see what happens if you can invest in double-digit real estate, well, then it makes retirement a real possibility. If you click the link below, you can learn about partnering with me. Let me show you the difference of your game plan versus an elevated real estate game plan. It's usually the difference of retiring with hundreds of thousands of dollars versus many, many millions of dollars. If you want to see what that looks like, click the link below, get with me and my team. Let me show you right now. Okay, Kris Krohn, which markets are making you the most money right now? It's a really good question. If you click right here, let me show you my top markets as of right now.